It's your girl T here, back with an inspired video. I know you guys are having a beautiful, blessed day because your tea timers is absolutely what we do. Our affirmation of the day is, my mind is my employee. Your mind is your employee. You're a tea timer, so your mind works for you, not vice versa. I wanted to take a real life example just to show you and identify to you how our subconscious beliefs are formed and what role they play when we're becoming conscious manifestors. So of recent, I received word from my school that my son is super emotional, which is fine. I already knew this about him. And his teacher's working with him to show him techniques how to calm himself down when he gets upset, because he's super passionate. And I've already long time, the last 2-3 years, have been showing him breathing techniques, which is how you calm yourself down when you get really passionate or overhyped about something. So when I was talking to my son about this, he said, if I am a bad boy, will you still love me? I corrected him in this moment. I said, because you behave a certain way doesn't make you good or bad, sweet boy. It means that I don't always agree with some of your behaviors or the way that you manage them, but I'll love you no matter what you do. And I said to him, you're not a good boy, you're not a bad boy, you're an amazing person. And because you behave in a way I don't agree with sometimes, or your teacher doesn't agree with sometimes, that doesn't mean you're good or bad. It just means that we need to figure out how to deal with that productively. I didn't say productively. I said we just need to teach you ways of how to calm yourselves down. That's all it means. I corrected his belief in that moment because I don't want him thinking that a behavior is attached to the love that he's given. Whether it's good behavior, bad behavior, you only get love if you're good, or you don't get love if you're bad. This is where our belief system stems from. When we were little kids, we'd ask our parents these questions. And let's say in that moment, I had said to him, I won't give you love unless you're a good boy. Because a lot of parents from back in the day said that. You have to be a good boy or I won't love you. Or if you're not a good girl, then they would hit you, or they would send you outside, or they would send you in the corner or hit you. You can't come out until you're a good girl or a good boy. No shade to them. It was just the trend back in the 80s and 90s to do that. You have to discipline the kid until they become good or bad, societally conditioned. But in these little moments, if I had said to him, yeah, I won't give you love unless you're a good boy, he's now going to attach a meaning that he has to behave a certain way to get love. And as an adult, he's going to say to himself, oh, if I don't behave this way, I'm not going to get love from the people I'm attracted to or people in general. This is where our belief systems stem from. Is a lot of it is childhood. When we asked our parents or caregivers certain things and they gave us feedback, we would form certain belief systems on that. We would attach a meaning to certain things that they would say or certain things that we would hear back. And so whether they were right or wrong meanings, we would attach them, and they bleed over to when we're adults. So when you guys are going out there and you're trying to manifest an SP and you're saying, oh, if they would just show up the way I want, I would be loved and valued. You have to be loved and valued within yourself first for them to be able to show up in that way. The SP is just working in the parameters of the way you feel about love and yourself and everything around you. They're showing up with the parameters you're giving them. So if you're going into every relationship and you feel like you're one step away from them rejecting you, look into where that belief is rooted from. When you were younger, did you have something happen where you felt rejected and you formed a narrative? You attached a narrative to that event that had happened? It's no shade. It's just the way it rolls. We have things that happen to us and we create a narrative, and that narrative will continue to bleed out in our 3D reality until we resolve it. So like I say to you guys all the time, when you're looking in the 3D, it's giving you all the information you need. Because if you're going through each relationship, you'll see this so many times. Women will attract in the same man and have the same problems in each relationship. Men do it too, but I'm just saying, you'll see the person attracting in certain behaviors and each relationship looks identical, and even the people sometimes look identical. It's because we have attached meanings to things that we do. And until we figure out what those meanings are and how to change them, you're going to have a repeat cycle of the same thing over and over and over until you say, oh, I don't like what it's doing here. What is the common trend? What's the common link between all these things that I'm doing that are always the same? I do this every single day. If I see something coming up repetitively, like let's take it as an example. Back in the day, I used to have a huge problem with authority. So I would be really mouthy to authority. Like when the cops would pull me over, I'd throw the ticket out the window. It wasn't doing anything for me, but for some reason in my mind, I thought that authority doesn't have the right to tell me what to do. And then I linked it back to childhood and I realized where it came from. That's what I do all day long. I see areas that are challenging me and I link it back to something and I ask myself, is it serving me or is it not serving me? If it's serving you, leave it alone. But in SP, for example, because this is what I get the most correspondence about, if you're seeing a fear of being ghosted, rejected, not chosen, not valued, it's not coming from your SP. It's coming from somewhere inside of you. There is a fear of rejection. There's a fear of not being chosen, not prioritized. And that most likely has nothing to do with your SP and something that happened in the past that is bringing up those feelings for you in the relationship. So you need to go in your mind and figure out, not necessarily where it's coming from, but figure out what the trending belief is here. If it helps you to go back to the past and dig up where that's coming from, a lot of people have breakthroughs that way. They say, oh, that one event, I attached this meaning to it and I see it coming up in every relationship I have. That helps a lot of people break through. You need to figure out what beliefs are constantly coming up for you and what is trying to teach you. Do I not feel chosen? Do I not feel prioritized? Why do all the boyfriends I have end after 1 year? And they always tell me the same thing, lose my number, da 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 da. It's not so much what the person's saying, it's the trend that's happening. I'm not feeling chosen. I feel like they're going to abandon me. I feel these beliefs are coming from things that we've assigned meaning to from our past. And that's not the issue. Everybody assigns meanings to things. The thing is, we want to pick up on these beliefs that we have so that we can correct them, because a belief is just something that has been, a belief is a repetitive thought and emotion over and over, and it's something that we have trained ourselves to believe. So we're training ourselves to believe something different because we're aligning to a version of ourselves that is different from the way that we were doing it, because we don't want to be that specific person in that specific area any longer. We know we deserve to be loved. We know our relationships are the best. We know we deserve to be prioritized, needed, wanted, desired, all of that. We deserve that. We're just teaching ourselves how to feel that way so that the relationship can go out that way. If y'all have questions, you know what to do. I love you, but not as much as y'all should be loving yourselves. Have a beautiful, blessed Friday. Bye.